We are going to continue our discussion also on the current moment that happened right now as you saw Al Green be censured and the protest against it that happened. We have a phone call on that. I want to take that real quick. Joel, you're on the air.
I think I heard a comment earlier that, you're not sure if it was a good look to go after Al Green or reprimand him or whatever that they do as far as the protocol. I think it is. I think it's definitely something that he should pay some sort of penalty for, whatever was in the realm of their rules, because only so often it seems like people would do things and nothing would happen to them and get away with it, which emboldens them to even do more.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with you. I was posing the question. To me, I look at everything from the media point of view, and I look at everything from, if you want to say, a marketing point of view. And is that the story that you wanted out there today? Is that the number one story? Is it because the Democrats, as Will said, though they have come off as sort of the, I don't want to say this, the nerds in the room, they've come off a little bit more lame than they used to. And we have the biggest names in podcasting, it seems like, on our side here. And you have people who are maybe the biggest influencers, like a Joe Rogan, or you have the Paul brothers, or whoever it may be, that actually are influencing a younger generation for the first time in a long time. What I more say is, do you really want, I think that the censuring is standard practice. It should happen. But the show that went on because of it is the detriment, because you're giving another clip. You're creating another clip for them to use and honestly paint it as a racial moment. Painting it when you start saying we shall overcome and you start having these moments, it starts to create the narrative that it's just another easy thing for them to point to. And that's my concern with it. It had nothing to do with the actual procedure. I think the procedure should happen. It's more thinking 5 steps ahead.
Well, and I think, and this is where you and I agree with your analysis, but I agree with Joel as well that I think it was the right thing to do. 10 Democrats also believed it was the right thing to do because they voted with the Republicans on the censure. I think that there are people within that party that realize it wasn't a good look. That is the first time a member of Congress has been removed from a joint session like that, and that it doesn't need to become the norm. And so you do need to show the repercussions that when you take that. Now, I also think there should be a censure vote for every one of those that tried to disrupt the proceeding, that got up there and stood around him and sang loudly so that they couldn't move on with the people's business. But, you're also seeing that there were people like David Axelrod, who was saying what Al Green did was deplorable or despicable, that he should not have done that. And then you see John Fetterman. He's tweeting out a sad cavalcade of self-owns and unhinged petulance. It only makes Trump look more presidential and restrained. We're becoming the metaphorical car alarm that nobody pays attention to, and it may not be the winning message. That was responding to the behavior of the entire House Democratic caucus, that the way they behaved during the speech. And so while I understand your concerns about giving them a media moment again, I also think there's a large portion of America, when we talked about 76% in that CBS poll that approved of President Trump during that message, it's also going to be a reminder of how poorly the Democrats came across, and then they doubled down on that bad behavior 2 days later. So I think there's also that angle you could look at, that they're not doing themselves any favors trying to make it be like they are the righteous warriors standing up, because protesting during a speech like that and not honoring the decorum, that's them rejecting the democratic norms that our country is founded upon.
Yeah. Maybe we need a little bit of that. Maybe we need a little bit of shaking it up. Maybe we need to actually make this a bit more of a spectacle. I sat there, and when that moment happened, it made me nervous, especially coming off of 2 assassinations attempts of President Trump. When there starts being chaos erupting, that got to me, and I felt uncomfortable watching it. But I'm also okay with our elected officials actually going in there, representing their people, and doing what needs to get done. And sometimes that's getting everyone a little worked up. Sometimes that's rabble-rousing a little bit. Sometimes we need to take a little cue from our friends in the United Kingdom, where things get a little crazier in the parliament. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I saw a lot of you cheering that on when there was the whole Speaker of the House situation, when that all went down a few years ago with McCarthy. And, of course, there was Matt Gaetz and all of them causing a stink. And I'm like, I don't think this is very nice. And a lot of people said to me, we don't want nice anymore. So you know what? Pick your poison here. Which one are we going to do? Are we going to get into the point where this is old school America? where you're like, when I mean old school, I mean like hundreds of years ago now, where, we're
1700s.
We're going to write some real mean papers that we're going to release. And we'll send, someone will have a different pen name, but we'll all know it was you, Hamilton. We'll know it was you, Benjamin Franklin. Oh, man, we need to get back to that. We are so excited to announce the ACLJ's brand new app, completely redesigned to provide you with the best tools available to partner with us at the ACLJ. You can watch the daily Seculo program, sign the petitions, customize your ACLJ membership experience, donate with the click of a button, and receive up-to-the-minute critical updates that the mainstream media can't censor. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to your phone's app store, search ACLJ, and click install. It's that simple.